All right, moving on to mindset and pitching IQ. What do elite pitchers understand that others often don't?
I'd say like one of the important parts is like, and I always talk about like creating good predictive outcomes. I think that's like the most important thing you can do as a pitcher because I don't control if a guy like bleeds one over our first baseman's head. Like our goal was to create soft contact, ideally on the ground and ideally not in the air to the pull side. You know, if that's something we can control, that's a good predictive outcome. So it's our two biggest like I'd say like two of our biggest things that we're looking for is like guys who create a lot of whiff and like limiting slug. And we've run like a sub 350 slug as a pitching staff this year, and like extra base hits are killers. You know, we don't like facing the Zach Towers and letting them see fastballs right down the middle. It's just not a good. It's not a it's not a winning formula. But then again, you have we had a guy last night who previously had boat raced us on first pitch breakers. So you just learn from it and you create the greatest predictive outcome possible. Your ERA is just not really reflective of that. Like I mean, going back to the recruiting conversation in this sense, like we don't recruit to ERAs. Like we never do. I could care less about it, especially being a JUCO pitcher who throws 20, 30 innings. You could have thrown very similarly. It's like a 2.5 ERA as you did a 5 ERA, and like I didn't see that game. Like I didn't see the scorekeeper decided not to call the shortstop's error that day that cost you 2 runs, or the umpire blew 3 calls on X, Y, and Z. There's so many external pieces that go into an ERA that just like doesn't really matter to me.
I think ERA is kind of not a lost like love, but I feel like more guys are moving away from it recruiting wise. Obviously not playing time college wise, right? That's two different worlds. But
Yeah,
like you said, I think important for a lot of recruits to understand is like you can't be at everything, right? Like even if you sign a guy, right? And he's sending you video, which I'm sure most guys are, of like that's the hardest part of guys wanting to be like, all right, well, I posted on Twitter my ERA,
yeah.
and it's like I don't care because I didn't see the whole game.
Right, right. Yeah, I think recruits send that all the time, and I'm like, tell me more of the story here. Like being descriptive is not a bad thing.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Last couple questions to kind of wrap up here. For social media, obviously, Twitter's the big one for guys. What type of videos actually catch your attention online?
Man, sometimes that's just so out of guys' control. Like it's the video in college baseball is not quite what you get in football and basketball and stuff like that. I think side video is a great thing, like open side always, not backside. Like backside doesn't do a ton for me. Open side's important. And then always from like the behind pitcher view is probably always the best. But mentioning social media, like I think you mentioned it, like Twitter being like the big one or X, whatever they're calling it now. But I yeah, Twitter is like a great thing, man. It is where a lot of conversations start. I think coaches being on Twitter for their players, like high school coaches, travel ball coaches, is like kind of a rare thing at this point, and something they should really take an effort into, especially as it benefits a program when a guy gets drafted or a guy goes to play at a really good college or wherever. So I don't know why people don't take that more seriously. But Twitter DMs are typically always seen by coaches, where emails get, I mean, dude, we get 100 plus a day, and like just like a big description. It's like I love reading. I love what I grew up with an English teacher as a mom, but like I'm not reading every email. I'm just not. I'm not. And we aren't recruiting obviously past 2 years at this point because we're not allowed to, but like we don't have any 2027 commits right now. Like I'm not going to go over the hills for it until this summer, really, anyway. So um, I'd say like I'd say being visible on Twitter is a good thing, but also just like not so like chat GPT-ish with it and being more like a little bit direct, like, hey, I've been to St. Petersburg. I love the school. This is my fastball. Here's my TrackMan data. Here's my stats from the year. Would love to be in contact. Like things like that. It can be simple but descriptive at the same time.